Susan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so my name is Giovanni Valencia. Actually, my name is Giovanni Alfonso Valencia Corredor. That is my name. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. And this is an honor for me to be here. And I wanted to start thanking our host, Jim, Claire, for just your hospitality. I love the plants, the bonsais, the house, and to Susan also for helping to co-host. So I am the new executive director of the Brookline CDC. I joined in September. I want to talk about what we are doing and where we are going. But before that, I would like to just introduce our board president. I think there is nobody better at the Brookline CDC than Deborah Brown to just kickstart about our organization. Deborah?
Thank you. Well, my remarks are not so prepared, so at 3 minutes, give me the hook. I got into the housing business here in Brookline through social justice. Because I think, like many people, I had no idea that Brookline had a poverty problem. I certainly had no idea that its public housing was in the disarray that it is. I knew nothing. And you might say, you know, as an African American woman, you should have been more aware, but, I went off to law school, I got my law degree, I started practicing environmental law, and, I exercised the best tunnel vision possible. I lived my life. But the thing is, once you know, you can't unknow. And it's like the more people you run into, and I'll give you a simple little story about something that happened this past December. So there was a woman, she was rushing to the food pantry, but she came to the wrong door, and she had a baby with her, and she had parked in the parking lot. Big no-no. I said, you can't park in the parking lot. She trusted me with her baby to sit there until she got another parking spot. So I'm sitting there with the baby so that she can go get into the food pantry line. And then as she's picking up her baby, she says something, oh, I've got to call, the raft people because my housing is there's a problem there. And so I'm like, well, maybe we should talk. So we figure out this raft piece because lo and behold, her rent has just increased by 40%. She's given 2 months to either make up the difference or move on. And she didn't have to, because we were able to, because of, just really systems thinking, solve that problem. The town contributed some, we found a few dollars here and there. But mostly it's like, if you guys hadn't been there providing a service and she hadn't said something, and to close the loop off, also mentioned, we have this little holiday gift drive that we do. And so she availed herself of the holiday gift drive. She shows up, the Monday of the toy drive for the kids, and and she looks at me and she's like, with all these other mostly mothers saying, we're gonna have Christmas this year. Well, guess where the toys came from? I'm looking at the people. I'm looking at the people that provided those toys. And my point is, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. I used to live my life and not look beyond it. I'm not like a Nancy here who's been doing this work for 1,000 years and is still committed to 1,000 more. I didn't have that drive, but I've got it now. And we are only as strong and effective as the people who live in Brookline make us. So my pitch is, I guess, twofold. First is, thank you, thank you, thank you. But we have a problem here. And I think it's a problem that we can solve. We can solve these problems. But, we're gonna need everybody's help, everybody's commitment. So thank you, and I'll pass it to Jill. Before that, Rashmi, Rashmi is one of our board members. She was kind enough to show up, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Deborah. I'm not going to take much of your time because this is a party. We are going to start dancing soon. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for a Latino, I'm a terrible dancer. Ask my wife. So, when I used to work at the Jamaica Plain NDC, another community organization in Jamaica Plain, and when I heard about this opportunity in Brooklyn, I was thinking, Brooklyn is a rich town. Who needs non-profits there, right? And then I read the information on our website, the Brookline CDC, brooklinecdc.org. If you can please, .com, please check what we do over there. And I read the Brooklyn report that the Brooklyn Foundation prepared, right? And I was just absolutely surprised to see that 10% of the residents live in poverty. 25% of young adults between 18 and 24 live in poverty. I was thinking, wait, there is a lot of work to do there. So, I mean, the board gave me the opportunity. Now I have the privilege to work with all of you, just working together to figure it out how are we going to make sure that everybody has the same opportunities to call Brooklyn their home and enjoy the opportunities that we all have here. I live in Boston, West Roxbury, so it's across the street. I didn't know much about Brooklyn, so that is my fault. The Brookline CDC has been working for many years, and especially over the last 3 years, the board of directors, that Paul also was a board member until, thank you for your work, your service, spent the last 3 years working, preparing information, fundraising to get money to do several projects. Number one, we are going to start rehabbing 2 buildings that we have. One at 154, 156 Boylston Street, so across Route 9, 6 apartments for low-income families. The other one, 1017 Beacon Street, beautiful building, 16 residents live there in single owner occupancy units, managed by Pine Street, so they receive some services as well. And we are going to start the process to decarbonize those buildings, make sure that the buildings are tight, with new windows, lights, etc. Give the residents the best quality of life. We have funds from the town. Some of that money comes from the federal government. Yesterday, 2 of my friends who work with local organizations, they told me that they have contracts with HUD, Housing and Urban Development, directly, and this week those contracts were canceled.
Shocking.
And they told me, maybe you're fine because your money could come through the town of Brookline, but just in case, you need to start talking to people because things are going to get ugly. So we are going to refinish those properties this year, to rehab those properties. The only way to solve the housing crisis in Massachusetts is building more housing. We need to build, because my children will not have the opportunity I have to be a homeowner in this area. They are not going to be able to afford if we don't do anything for them, for your own kids and grandkids. Another program that I'm very happy to share with you, I shared this 2 weeks ago at another event, is the emergency rent assistance. With funds from the town of Brookline and the Brookline Foundation, we are going to restart this program that allows families who are this close to being evicted or have an eviction notice or an eviction note to get funding to pay arrears, so late rent payments. So those families will be able to apply and receive up to $5,000 to help them just to have a minute, breathe, reorganize their lives and move ahead and not think about being on the street with their children or their parents. And that is going to happen. I mean, we are just about this close to open applications again. The money doesn't go to a tenant, go to a landlord directly, so there is a lot of paperwork, as you can imagine. And with that, we are helping people to stay here. The BSA, for what I remember, and please correct me, Deborah, or anyone here, I think they have a wait list of 7,000 people. I don't remember if that is for the units or for the vouchers. We have a lot of work to do. Finally, I know this is not a fundraiser, but I have to ask. Same as the food pantry, we rely on local contributions to do many of the activities. Holiday drives, gift cards, helping this family. So a lot of the funds that we receive are restricted. We have money for windows, we have to use for windows. We cannot help the family with $200 for this or that. a lot of the programs that the board has been organizing for years come from local and individual donations. So we are always appreciating your donations. And there is an opportunity that we have. We have the Community Investment Tax Credits, CITC program, that is a state program in Massachusetts that allow us to provide a 50% return, or the state will provide 50% return to people who make a contribution of $1,000 or more. So if your contribution is $100,000, you get $50,000 back in state tax credits. So that is a win-win. We get the support, you get your 50%. If you make a contribution, you can say, I can do 1,000, that is great. We can do a lot with $1,000 and you get 500. So that is a win-win. We have about $300,000 available at this moment. You don't have to wait until December to buy your tax credits. Right? I can give you my phone number after the party.
And it's simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done it. It's really simple. And I'm a neophyte when it comes to these things. But all you have to do is just give them some basic information and it's like pretty much done, you know? And I got half of my donation back, which I think I kind of rolled back in another way.
And when I say, there is a bank, the bank say, you know, I can give you $10,000, so the bank is a corporation, they receive $5,000, that works as well. Many of you are donors, so thank you for the support. And some people say, I don't need the tax credits, you know, just take the full donation. That is also welcome. So with that, BrooklineCDC.com is our website. We are at the United Parish Church as well, so I have the privilege to see the food pantry working and to see the community sitting there and waiting for the groceries, and they are speaking Mandarin and Korean and Russian and Spanish, and they wait there and they make connections and they build their own community. So that is very important for us to see. That it's not just picking up the groceries, it's building community. So thank you again to the host for organizing this. Really happy to see so many people on a Saturday spending this time. Apologize for the long speech, but this was important. So thank you very much.